Hey guys, Miss Strickland here on Monday, and we are about to do our reading lesson. I have a special visitor today because our story today is If You Give a Cat a Cupcake, and oh, my cat's not wanting to participate apparently. And so I wanted to put this to the test. This week that we are talking all about asking and answering questions, making predictions about stories. So we are doing If You Give a Cat a Cupcake, and my question today before we even got started was, what will happen if you give a cat a cupcake? And so I decided to use my cat, put him to the test to see. Now I have Croissant, not a cupcake, because he cannot have cupcakes, but I do want to see before I read what will happen if I give a cat a cupcake. So let me try to grab him. Come here. Okay. All right. So this is my kitty Milo, and I hope he doesn't bite me. And here is his Croissant, and I wanted to see what he would do. Oh. All right. Let's look. Well, I guess he's just chowing down on his croissant, not cupcake. All right. So, like I said, we are talking about asking and answering questions, and I can ask and answer questions about a story. So the first thing that your choice board has, option number 1, is to pick a story. And then, or your story, I guess, is the frog story this week, but write a question that you have about the story. So, like I said, my question was, what will happen if you give a cat a cupcake? And Milo down there got a croissant, but he quite enjoyed it. So, we are going to read this story, If You Give a Cat a Cupcake, and see if we can answer our question. All right. If You Give a Cat a Cupcake, written by Laura Numeroff, illustrated by Felicia Bond. If you give a cat a cupcake. If You Give a Cat a Cupcake, written by Laura Numeroff, illustrated by Felicia Bond. If you give a cat a cupcake, he'll ask for some sprinkles to go along with it. When you give him the sprinkles, he might spill some on the floor. Cleaning up will make him hot, so you'll have to give him a bathing suit. I wonder if he's going to ask for a bathing suit. Maybe they're going to go to the beach and take him to the beach. He'll want to go in the water and build a sand castle too. Now, I'm just thinking here, but I know my cat Milo, the one I just showed you guys, and he would not like the beach. He would not like the water, but apparently if I gave him a real cupcake instead of a croissant, he might get on in the water. And then he'll look for seashells. He'll find a few other things as well. He'll put them in his pail and try to pick them up, but it will be too heavy. And he'll decide he needs to work out at the gym. First, he'll warm up on the treadmill. Look how silly he looks in his pants. Then he'll lift a weight or two. He might even try a karate class. Ooh. After the gym, he'll want to go to the park. When you get there, he'll see the rocks. He'll climb as high as he can go. Now, I bet that Milo would climb as high as he could go too. He wouldn't need a cupcake for that. At the top, he'll see the lake. Ooh, I bet he's gonna try to dive into the lake. He'll want you to take him rowing. Well, that prediction was not correct. He will be the captain, and you'll have to row. Then he'll notice a merry-go-round and want to go for a ride. He'll want you to go for a ride too. You'll choose the horse with the purple mane and he'll get on the whale. The whale will remind him of the science museum. He'll ask you to take him there. First, he'll find the dinosaurs. Then he'll visit the Hall of Apes. When the museum closes, you'll be the last to leave. On the way home, you'll pass the beach. You'll help him gather all of his things. Then he'll want to race you. I have watched Milo run across my house, and I can bet that he would beat me in a race. But they're carrying all of this stuff, so I think that the boy is going to win the race. Let's see. When you get home, he'll empty the sand from his shoes. He might spill some on the floor. Well, I guess we didn't find out who won the race. Look at that silly cat. He is dropping sand all over the floor. Seeing the sand on the floor will remind him of the sprinkles. He'll probably ask you for some. I bet, though, if he's asking for sprinkles, that he's going to want the cupcake to go with it. Let's see. And chances are, if you give him some sprinkles, he'll want a cupcake to go with it. All right. That is one of my favorite books. Laura Numeroff has some great books. If you give a mouse a cookie, if you give a moose a muffin, if you give a cat a cupcake. So if you have the opportunity to go and look her up and see some more of these read alouds, they're so much fun. So let's go back to our question. What will happen if you give a cat a cupcake? Now, I didn't give my cat a real cupcake. I gave him a piece of a croissant and he just ate it. But according to our book, if I gave him a real cupcake, he would want to go to the beach and swim. He would want some sprinkles to go on it. He would build a sand castle. He would find all this stuff and want to take it home. He would go work out. He would climb to the very top rock and then decide he wants to go rowing. He would want to ride on a merry-go-round. And then go to the Science Museum and see the dinosaurs and the apes. And then race all this stuff back home. Dust all the sand off all over the floor. Ask you for sprinkles, and then eat another cupcake. So, I don't know that I'm going to be feeding Milo any cupcakes anytime soon because I'm not sure that I have time to go to the beach right now. But I'm so glad we were able to answer our question because now we know what will happen if we give a cat a cupcake. And I know not to give my cat a cupcake. Alright guys, that's your reading lesson today. Remember, I read today for 20 minutes. I read it for 15 minutes. Rewards, if you do what you're supposed to, make sure you turn in those reading and math lessons for last week. I will give points for those as well. And with your rewards, remember I'm doing stuff like Miss Strickland house tour, or maybe I'll write you a letter, or I'll have lunch with you on Zoom or something like that. So make sure you are doing all of your assignments so you can get your points. I will see you guys at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock for Zoom. Bye.